Alasdair, it's day 2 of the UN General Assembly, but it seems as if the tensions between the United States and Iran are still going to dominate.
Yes, absolutely. And once again, it's Donald Trump in particular who's making the headlines. We expected him to dominate yesterday's proceedings, and he duly did. But he wasn't alone. He was also joined, as you've said, by his national security advisor, John Bolton, and we had some pretty fiery rhetoric from him. Now, we've had plenty of comparisons with North Korea. Last year, Trump fired away at Rocket Man, threatening to totally destroy North Korea. This year, we've had one summit between the two leaders, and there's now talk of another. The real progress, of course, is being disputed, but no one can doubt that at least tensions have been diffused. Can the same happen with Iran? Is the same scenario likely to be played out? Well, certainly the Iranian leader and others in Tehran are resisting that so far. There are no plans yet for talks. But however, the Trump administration does look to be using the same tactics. Donald Trump attacked what he called a corrupt dictatorship, sowing chaos, death and destruction. And later we had John Bolton using pretty similar rhetoric. He turned the Iranians' rhetoric on its head, in fact, taking their words and then employing similar phrases himself. He said, they call us the great Satan, Lord of the underworld, master of the raging inferno. Well, here was his message to what he called their murderous regime.
If you cross us, our allies or our partners, if you harm our citizens, if you continue to lie, cheat, and deceive, yes, there will indeed be hell to pay. Let my message today be very clear. We are watching, and we will come after you. Thank you very much.
Now, amidst all this rhetoric, the EU has launched a plan to bypass the US sanctions on Iran. What more can you tell us about that?
Yes, just picking up from John Bolton, of course, he says hell to pay. The big question is, what does that mean? Well, so far, of course, we have had the very concrete move by the Trump administration in pulling out of the Iran nuclear deal and reimposing sanctions. First batch in August, the next batch due in November, including hitting the lucrative oil export industry. The reality, of course, of the American superior economic clout is that many companies are pulling out. John Bolton says he will aggressively pursue that policy of insisting on those sanctions and are attacking those who try to get round them. But the EU is sticking to its guns. Now, it's been very criticised earlier this year by reviving its blocking statute to try to keep Western firms, European firms operating in Iran, but that's been criticised as ineffective. But Federica Mogherini and her team, and she met with the others from the world powers who were behind the nuclear deal, and also the Iranian foreign minister just a couple of days ago, and they are sticking to their guns. This special payment plan, they want that to be implemented, and they say now they're talking with Russia and China to try and get them on board, to keep them as a bloc, as it were, to keep this accord in pace and counter the US position.